Hey everybody, this might be a completely different setup just in general, but this is my first time ever doing a face cam. In fact, here's what I mean. I am probably on the left side of the screen right now. Maybe I am not. I don't know. I might be on the right screen. But I'm looking at my monitor, the tier list of the Stadia games that we have played, all 8, okay? But before I start, I do want to say, please give a like or subscribe, but also comment what your favorite game of the 8 that we've played before. I actually want to know what you guys think, besides me just yapping about the stuff that I've played or that I've finished. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and kind of quickly discuss this because we are talking about 8 games after all. So first and foremost, let's start with the very, very big classic. So Halo Combat Evolved. Now this is a great game. I think it's a great game, and I'm not putting a tier list or like a thing on the bottom that says I'm not finished or anything like that, because some people do that. I've given ratings to all these games, so all these are viable. But with Halo Combat Evolved, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're gonna give it like a high B. I think it's a great game. I think gameplay-wise, it's still very smooth. Music is amazing. Story's very simple, but very engaging. I just feel like the flood in the second half kind of ruined the game a bit, especially with me replaying it. I remember the first time I had a great time, but that just kind of like soured the experience. But I was like, oh, maybe if I try it again, maybe I'll get used to it. That was not the case. And so, to be fair, it's a big pillar of the video game industry, so I cannot give it anything lower than a B. But personally, to me, it's still a great game all these years later, and it's still so much fun. It was ahead of its time. Now, the next one is going to be Tom Clancy's The Division. This one's gonna hurt me a bit and where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it at A. I don't know if it's high or low, but it's gonna be an A. I think it's a phenomenal game. I think the repetition that people hate is the thing that makes me love the game so much. I love the gameplay. It's like Gears of War, but like with these RPG elements. And the story is probably the part that has a little bit of flaws to it, but this apocalyptic wintry world is so atmospheric and so nostalgic to me. I could honestly just walk around and look around the game so much. That's not something that I could say to any other game. Man, there's so much to it, and also like the boss fights and just in general the different things you can get and gear. It was very addictive. It was a very, very addictive game. A game that is very timeless, and I love that there's still a fandom for it. So that's definitely gonna be an A. The medium, I don't know, it's not a perfect game, but I had such a good time with it that it might be a low S, because of the fact that Blooper Team just did such a great job with the atmosphere. It's similar to The Division, but a lot more darker here. The medium is all about kind of the trippy nature of it all. It does a great job telling its story. It's very enigmatic, very dreamlike, almost nightmarish kind of world. The gameplay is very puzzle heavy, but it's very, very creative. It's a very, very creative game, and so I don't know. And plus the ending was perfect. I thought it was a perfect ending. All these months later, or all these weeks later, I guess, still think about that ending. So they did a phenomenal job doing that game. So I think that's the best out of the 3 so far. But that's where we get to obviously number 1, which is Hi-Fi Rush. Without any question, this is one of the best games of that year. I think it's easily one of the best games I've ever played. Perfect from start to finish, felt like a Disney XD cartoon. Music was great, kind of like we did the copyright free mode, like streamer mode or whatever, but it's still great. The characters are so colorful, pacing was perfect, nothing dragged about it at all. I just had such a good time playing it. I wish Chango Gameworks can make another one, and if they don't get to make another one, that's unfortunate, but this was such a treat, and I got to learn the combat as it continued, so I got to learn more about the game. Like, how many games can I say that about, you know? Once you get a gameplay loop, it kind of gets repetitive. For that game, always something really fun and super new, and learning how to use the supporting characters it was such a treat. So there's that one. Here we go. We're just gonna do this, okay? Wasteland 3 is still a fine game. I just think the amount of management that it has just isn't for me. So this is my ranking. It's not the true ranking. It's just, we all know it's the last one that I would put on there. I like the story, I like the dialogue options, I like the world building, I like the gameplay even. I just think the difficulty, even on an easy mode, is just ridiculous, okay? So I'm just not really a big fan of how they did the difficulty. I'm not a fan of how they did the management. It's just not a game for me, but it's for people who have a lot of time on their hands. And it kind of ruined a bit of the momentum of it, so I have a little bit of a apprehension about it. So yeah, that's one that's a C. It's still fine, but it's just not something I'd play again. Just no harm, no foul. Still love In Exile. Can't wait for Clockwork Revolution. Still a good looking game, still a good playing game, but you know. This one might be controversial as well. Plucky Squire is probably my favorite game of this entire list. Talk about, like, for me personally, and like, it's not immersive, but it just made me so happy just playing it. I was smiling ear to ear the entire time. I loved the narration. I loved the characters. I loved the gameplay. It's so simple, but yet, like, the puzzles were so fun to look at, and it's just, I don't know, I love creative, unique games like this. It's for all ages, but it still doesn't treat you like you're 5. It has a lengthier time, but man, like, if they go a little bit darker in that third act of the film, or third act of the game, but man, it's absolutely phenomenal. I love what they did with that. Devolver Digital always innovates, and honestly, it's a game I'd recommend out of everything that I'm playing. Probably one I'd recommend to everybody to just try it. It's so new, so unique, and I'm sure I could talk about it more, but there's 2 other games on the list, so let me keep going. Tunic, once again, never finished it, but you cannot deny how good that game is. It is easily the highest A. It is absolutely phenomenal. I did watch some reviews afterwards, and some people didn't enjoy some of the difficulty and some things being hidden. Some of that is kind of what I liked about it, but also learning the secrets of the game is all about, like, it's all about secrets. The game is all about secrets. It's very old school Zelda, very colorful, like a lot of the games here. You can detect the theme of what I was choosing there. But man, the music is so good. The gameplay is so simple. The different biomes and different dungeons, incredible. Oh my God, the bosses were insane. They're like, one just almost made me quit the game. Swear to God. But once I got it, it was amazing. Just learning how to master the game makes it so amazing. The experience of that is, I can never replicate it. I can't even say the words right now. But man, that was an amazing piece of art. I love what Finji did. I know they made other games, and I probably want to play other games that they made because of it. But that's one that's an absolute gem. Like, just straight up, Tunic is amazing. Not Pluggy Squire is more my speed, and also still to me a little bit more of an airtight game. But Tunic, I won't disrespect Tunic, okay? We'll never do that. Final one, Witcher 3. This is where I also, controversial, but not really. Witcher 3 is my second favorite game of this entire collection. I played only 8.5, almost 9.5 hours of the game. Brilliant, just a brilliant, masterful piece of work. I mean, it's everything you want a role-playing game to be. The voice acting is great, the combat is simple, but it's like X and Y, it seems to be like the pattern. But man, that story, probably the best story out of the entire collection. I was so enthralled by every single word everybody spoke. I was so immersed in the world. The music was great, the traversal was interesting. Just learning about the world of The Witcher, of the magic, of the common folk, of the creatures. It's so brilliantly well done. So much lore, but it doesn't like spit it in your face, doesn't shove it down your throat. You just get eased into it, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to finish this on off stream, okay? I'm gonna finish it off channel. Man, CD Projekt Red, it makes so much sense why they're one of the best developers out there and why they should take their time, because it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, this right here is my final tier list. This is how I feel. I don't think I would change anything right now. Maybe over time it'll be changed, but yeah, man, that's the tier list of Stadia. I really enjoyed playing all these games. No matter how I felt about it at the time, I think it has changed over time. It was just an amazing experience, amazing journey. We get to move on to Stadia 2, which is incredible. After this video is when Stadia 2 will be announced with the games that are on there. But yeah, I really have nothing else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a little bit more of a low-key tier list, but this is just how I kind of feel. I'll have a link down below on the description of where the tier list is, so you guys can make your own, but also tell me in the comments what you think, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.